Hey guys, what's up? My name's Reed Macbeth, and today I'm going to be talking about the biogeographic profile of the genus Varanus, also known as the monitor lizards. So, as of now, according to the Integrated Taxonomic Information System, there are only 62 recognized species of Varanus genus. However, this number fluctuates and is bound to grow. Varanus lizards, more commonly known as monitor lizards, are distributed over 3 continents: Africa, Asia, and Australia. Nevertheless, just because the New World is free of them, doesn't mean their impact hasn't been felt there. The genus Haliodermata, which contains the Gila monsters and beaded lizards, are close relatives to monitor lizards and are members of the same superfamily, Veronidae. This superfamily also includes the clade Lethiodontus, aka the earless monitors. This is a fairly old and successful genus of lizards, with fossil evidence dating their origins to the early Cretaceous period. They are also thought to be the smartest of all reptiles, with evidence pointing to their ability to count. Okie doke, let's get into some of the history of the genus. First off, let's talk about the evolutionary history of varanid lizards as a whole. Note, this is not the genus Varanus, but the superfamily of Veronidae. So this includes the Heliodermatas, the Lacanatus, and the Varanus species. Now, there are 2 opposing theories on the appearance of these groups. Theory number 1 holds that they are first appeared in Laurasia, a supercontinent which consisted of Europe, North America, and Asia. This theory is supported by the oldest known fossil evidence of varanid lizards being found in Laurasia. Theory number 2 believes that varanid lizards first originated in Gondwana and then dispersed outward from Australia. This is supported by the highest diversity of varanid lizards being in Australia. However, if this theory is true, then the early varanid lizards migrated out of Australia, crossed the Tethys Sea into Laurasia, with very little fossil evidence being left behind, and then re-migrated across Gondwana to Australia. Furthermore, the distinct lack of varanids in South America points to a non-Gondwanan origin. This dispersal is possible, yet unlikely, which leads to most people to believe more strongly in the Laurasia origin theory. So, let's focus in on the true monitor lizards, genus Varanus. Firstly, fossil evidence supports a divergence event from other varanid lizards around 80 million years ago. The oldest fossil evidence we have for the Varanus genus is a group of vertebrate bones found in Central Asia dated to around 45 million years ago. However, like most paleobiology and evolutionary biology, there are many gaps in the data and differing opinions. For example, some scientists say that the first confirmed Varanus in the fossil record is from an incomplete skeleton of V. rusinogensis, found in Kenya. This fossil included a semi-complete skull, which supports a more secure identification. The table on the left shows a time tree of angiomorph lizards based on mtDNA analysis, produced by Vidal et al. While the table on the right shows a similar phylogenetic tree of varonoid lizards based also off mtDNA, produced by Fuller et al., which supports the general clade arrangement. The dates produced by fossil evidence in mtDNA analysis do not match up with the separation dates of Pangaea, and therefore the evidence suggests that the divergence event and range of Varanus is due to dispersal and not vicariance events. Here I got a couple of maps detailing the current known distribution of the genus Varanus. As you can see, this genus is widely successful in a multitude of different habitats. I mean, just the Nile monitor alone has a habitat range from South Africa all the way up to Egypt. I'm also going to use one of these maps to draw out a suggested dispersal route from their species origin in Central Asia. About 45 million years ago, the shape of the continents were pretty much similar to what we see today, which is pretty helpful for this presentation. The only big difference I have to note is that Australia would be further away from Asia. So they started off in Central Asia around here, and then they spread out through the rest of Asia and Indo-Pacific for the next 20 million years. Around this point, we believe that they migrated across Iran into Africa, where they speciated further. Around the same time, probably a group of intrepid Varanus island hopped across Oceania to this continent, Australia, where they speciated even further. Now, with these maps, I want you to recognize that the only abiotic factor that seems to be restricting their range is either the cold of more northern climates or large stretches of ocean. I also have a map over here that details a similar picture, but also includes the sister genus Haliodermata and Lethanodontis. Now, I mentioned in the last slide how good they are at distributing, and in particular, how good they are at traveling between islands. No better example of this was their colonization of Krakatau. In 1883, a series of eruptions absolutely decimated the island of Krakatau, and all life found on it. With all life on the island gone, the only thing left was repopulation by dispersal. And what was the very first vertebrate to colonize the island? Varanus salvator, aka the Asian water monitor. This real-time dispersal event not only showed that Varanus lizards are excellent swimmers that can swim for over 100 miles at a stretch, but that they also partake quite frequently in sweepstake dispersal events. For the final slide, I just wanted to highlight some cool examples of insular dwarfism and gigantism in mondra lizards, because they are a great example genus for this. Firstly, there's an entire subgenus of mondra lizards called Odatria, who are also known as dwarf mondras. This clade exists wholly in Australia and is the most diverse clade of mondras there is. Secondly, we also have great examples of gigantism found in the famous Komodo dragon. We also have great examples found in Varanus priscus, also known as Megalania, which is a group of monstrous mondra lizards that roamed Australia 3 million years ago. Overall, this was just a great genus to outline some of the main rules of island biogeography, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.